exact same way. You know, I don't know if they're on anabolic steroids necessarily. I mean,
Oh yeah. You think 100 Thieves bans Envy's Groot?
No.
Nah, I don't think 100. I think 100 Thieves is
interesting
totally
because I see
fine
these two
leaving it
teams
in.
as being somewhat
Because they're
similar
gonna play
from a hero
Wolverine.
perspective in terms of their strategic
My guess
approach.
is 100 Thieves will play Wolverine. Thoughts? Let's
I
see.
think they are a team that doesn't want to deal with that double Luna Snow ultimate. It is a little bit ridiculous. Wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of strategist bans.
Okay, TTK, no strange, decent ban.
So that's interesting. I don't think 100 Thieves.
Oh, let me change my title. Actually, I'll change my title after this. Protect Mag, same thing they did against Sentinels.
Yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm wondering, okay, I thought it was just a Kalush target
Protect
ban, which made a lot of
Wolverine.
sense.
That's what
Maybe
we
there's one
like
way
to
they'll
see.
kick this off, but, oh,
Force
boy.
Envious
Guess
to
what?
either
We
make
got
that
a
decision
different
to
match
ban
coming up here,
Groot
Vass, because
or not.
Wolverine is
That is the
available.
right
He
way
got
to do
banned
vetoes.
early, and now tanks,
Fuck yeah.
Watch out.
So it makes a lot of sense now when I see the protect on Magneto, because I was like, why would we protect Magneto? Almost no one's banning Magneto ever, but they must have known that 100 Thieves here on Hell's Heaven is going to be playing a pocket pick Wolverine, and that's pretty much
Nice.
one of the only true
Good
hard
bans.
counters
Good.
in
That was
Magneto
solid.
bulwarks.
This is what I think Sentinel should have done. This is what I think Sentinel should have done. They have Gomez, a fantastic Wolverine player. They should have leaned into that. Great decisions from 100 Thieves.
I gotta defend this Hella ban. I actually gotta defend this Hella ban. I think what you're really scared of is the Wolverine Hella duo, because when the enemy plays Wolverine, I think you really want to play the Winter Soldier to be able to disrupt Wolverine and deny him some of his leaps.
Why do I have
However,
why
if
do
you
I
play
have a
that
delay?
Winter Soldier, the enemy has a Hella.
What?
You feel
Oh, am I a little bit behind?
Wolverine is that threat from Wolverine, and I think being on the back foot, playing slow against an enemy Hella would be too scary. So
Shradox playing today? No, it's a different tournament. The tournament that we are playing for our lives is tomorrow. And if we lose to Shikigami, I am going to be extremely sad. But like I said, we're trying something different tomorrow. We're trying something different tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to work out. It might be a horrible decision, but it might be a good one. We'll see.
I would say Cal can throw punch for punch, just based on Sentinels being the measure of judgment. But here we go, Jake. We are getting right into it, and what's looking out to you comp-wise as 100?
Shroud on Hawkeye? I haven't played in like 3 days. I am the wrong guy to be subbing in. But I'm down, actually. Fuck it. Get a little Bracken?
You know, really potent. So I'm curious to see which one of these gets more value. I would say conventionally, this Adam Warlock.
Are you still considering a team? I have a team.
Maybe actually Cal on the Adam Warlock, so triple strategist for Envy.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, if you think about it, in many ways, Warlock is basically healer Hella as far as how his main primary shot works. So Cal could be quite deadly on it.
The rocket, huh?
And this is where you just lay in damage to the tanks, look for the tank pickup, but Magneto bubble really well timed.
They're actually not even playing Wolverine,
from space,
which is interesting.
Yeah, also that Invisible Woman team up from Envy, they look really well prepared strategically.
This is really interesting because they kind of baited Envy a little bit. They baited Envy, and I would not be surprised if Envy expected a Wolverine. Maybe.
Just a little bit too much. I mean, we've seen VP in Europe just tear people.
Remix might swap. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. They're gonna stay on it for now, but there's a chance, and there's a chance Remix swaps. Maybe. Yeah, Envy doesn't have a lot of damage at all. Yeah, no, it's tough. I would do some comp swappage if I was Envious right now, after seeing what they got.
Still able to finish it off, and
all right, we do some. I mean, that wasn't really their fault, but we definitely do some comp swappage if I'm Envy for sure.
Yeah, I wonder if this Wolverine protect was just like a bait, or if they, maybe they're gonna deploy it on some of the later rounds. But already 100 Thieves with the Groot combo, classic comp, and it's working fantastically well for them. They're not focused on the team ups; they're just focused on the core synergy.
Okay, they stay. They stay.
Look really impressive.
They stay. They're committed.
As good as they looked last series, this is a little bit of what I expected. 100 Thieves have been the toughest opponent in North America.
Envy down 60% right now, looking for their first capture. Key inflection point here now. NK on the Star-Lord, gonna be opening up with Galactic Legend in all likelihood. Meanwhile, you got Remix coming in, got the Invisible Woman armor over and in. A little bit of disruption there. Is that gonna be enough for NK to get a kill? 100 Thieves, they drop the Invisible Boundary in turn. Meteor M2. Both teams still at full strength as ultimates get traded out. Galactic Legend fading. Still, Mantis ult still on the table. Space holding on to the meteor.
My guess is 100 Thieves gets to 99,
So
and they lose the fight, and they lose that 99. Like,
able to bounce
go
back,
next.
get healed right back over and in. Soul Resurgence in here from Sleepy as Envy is just struggling, Jake, trying to find anything. The disengage for 100 Thieves, though, really on point.
They just can't
wait,
get rid of this
what?
Thieves backline. They're proving so
They have nothing for
durable.
this.
Space, though, gets the cleanup on
I guess just LOS.
Counter pops the legendary, but the flip comes through. So now playing with a bit of house money, our team Envy. However, 100 Thieves making it difficult, making it very scary here in the matchup.
No way.
Now with that execution threshold, cannot take
No
too much
way,
damage here.
they're losing
Does
this.
Get bursted down, and Terra starting to potentially turn this
No
fight
way.
around, cleaning up 400 Thieves under pressure, getting that desperate heal.
Okay, they're good. They're good. They're good. That was
Maybe
close.
it'll be
That was
enough.
close.
One HP
There was a
time and
world
time
there
again,
where
and
100
just
Thieves won that
barely get the
somehow.
flip here on domination.
All right, Envy with the flip.
This
back
doesn't.
over.
This isn't as bad as it looks.
And now
Okay.
we'll see what 100
If
Thieves does
Envy
on
could
the
stall
recontest.
long
A lot of
enough
room to work with here. Only one fight needed to take the first
and
round.
just
so
kinda
Envy
get-
must be perfect from here on out.
Get them to use
That is
Harvey's
Groot ultimate.
ults.
There's no
They
obvious
just have
counter to
one
it.
support ult. It's just
So
Harvey.
really gonna be looking
If
for that
Harvey ults
opportunity
at the
to set
wrong
up. Maybe
time,
could snipe it into the enemy back
it'll be
line, or
really
just disrupt the
hard
tank.
for 100
He's gonna
Thieves.
pop it on the thing, but Thing's getting a lot of tanking support. Very hard to get through it, and Cal burst down TTK.
Yeah, Cal going to be a threat on the Warlock. However, BRB bring Magneto back into the fray.
There's the
Galactic Legend
res.
Now going to be used.
Harvey's doing such a good job not
NK
ulting in
got
any of
ultimate
these
guns up
moments.
there. So 100 Thieves about to double down with two strategist ultimates of their own. Cal has popped the res, so they're not eager to get kills now.
Oh, now it's awkward.
Onto Djalia, denies
Ults
some
now.
of that damage follow. Terra solo can't commit with the Winter Soldier ultimate. That's a painful spot to be.
Here we go, Space looking to end this fight. Meteor M doesn't get anything. No. 100 Thieves still in. Looking for the way
NK
the
needs
flip.
ult now.
Looking now
NK
at
needs
TTK
ult before
has the
Star-Lord.
Meteor M. Envy hanging on right now. They've done a lot to bring it back here so far. Galactic Legend
Good
in
ult from
NK.
TTK.
Here's the
Oh
Meteor
my
M.
god.
Dealing with a lot of
Controller
it
aim.
and taking down Space in turn with the aid of Terra. 100
And
Thieves now
GG.
up one.
GG.
Djalia in here from the back.
Wait.
Galactic Legend laying in the damage.
Good
And
aim.
there's one, but
Hold on.
there's NK from the back. Deals with Djalia. Envy not dead yet, but Vinny laying
Still
in the damage
GG.
on the point, and the BRB bringing back in
Good aim
Djalia.
though. Good aim.
We have 100 Thieves with a real advantage here as Djalia now doing a bit of cleanup, but the reses keep coming in, Jake.
Wasn't bad.
Vinny knows they've got
I
this
think
round
they,
locked down. Don't even commit the Groot ult, so experience shines through there for 100 Thieves. However, Team Envy acquit themselves well here as a serious challenger here in the series. That was a very close round, very much back and forth. A lot of big plays from Cal there on the Adam Warlock, showing that depth of hero pool that, I mean, I was impressed in the last series, continuing to be so. NK as well. That's some pretty massive damage there on the Star-Lord.
The only thing that I think that could have been better is either Cal saves his Adam Warlock res, he saves it, lets that one teammate die and saves it for later. Option one. Or option two, tell your team to get so aggressive to get them to use a support ult, and then you'll be there for backup to res them after. I think that would have been so sweet. If Envy decided in that moment they only have one support ult, just literally run at these guys, and then Cal's just sitting in the background waiting for a Adam Warlock res. That would have been so sick. Anyway, they made swaps.
They are going to go back to a classic 2-2-2 setup. Looks like they are going to just take the mirror here, and I don't mind this at all. This is a confidence play for Envy, but you need to be confident to be able to win this series.
Yeah, and I think.
Am I crazy? The only thing I don't love is the. I just don't.
But
I just
also,
don't
the
feel like the
strength of
Rocket's
Prism
that
coming up
sick.
here early could
But maybe I'm
really give an easy
crazy.
setup here to 100 Thieves. So all eyes on Vinny right now. Envy looking nice and clumped up. The Prison ready to go for now. Good neutral damage onto Remix in turn. Moves forward, drops the Prison's fall through, gonna be there. It is easy cleanup set up by Vinny.
They did a lot of
Nice
damage because of
double
Rocket
combo
there, but I think
on
they
the
would have killed him
Prism from
anyway.
Vinny. Gets that
Personally.
extra damage amp, and yeah, the ultimate is enough to get over the line. Very patient, waits out the Magneto
VP
bubble
runs
before
Bucky
deploying
with
the
Rocket
ultimate.
too.
And the ultimate advantage is going to translate into
feel like
a
that's
first
just
cap.
okay.
However,
I don't
it's
know.
not going to last deeper into the round. Now it's Envy's turn to strike back here with an advantage in the bank. Can they make this offense work, though? Attacking into this point can be very awkward, very difficult, especially with somebody like Djalia playing these off angles.
The defender's advantage on the stage is absolutely ridiculous, and that's before you get into considering the map just changing on you on a whim. But we'll see. Remix. Prison good to go of his own. One of the strongest tools to set things up in combination with Cal. Djalia, Blaster Barrage over the top. You see the invisible boundary engaged early here from Envy. Terra, though, down. Space able to grab one right after. Early advantage here for Envy as they look to set this up. The Sia gonna be invested. TTK holding on the Meteor M. Do you save it? You're gonna have to because you're dead, Cal. The Kraken impact to put it in over the top. Envy will
Nice
take
shots.
Cal didn't get
Great
the reset,
shots.
but isn't looking to need it here. Starting to push forward on the Winter Soldier. Wants to stagger some of these spawners. Looking to take the fight to 100 Thieves. This is risky. This is very, very aggressive. However, we come to expect from
Map
Team
change,
Envy.
map change, map
Now Terra,
change.
though, looking for a potential
Oh
counter
God,
in these
where are
Winter
we?
Soldier duels off the rip. So critical. Terra, though, also lost the Kraken impact in that depth early in the last fight.
Also, Cal's already at 47%. He is building ult at a ridiculous pace already. But you have to look
Surely we
here
break that, right?
towards NK. Galactic Legend gonna be used here early by Djalia on the other side. Meteor M used by Space in turn, negating a good amount of that. No kills though off the Meteor M Djalia. Galactic Legend just about done. NK still holding his Remix though.
Oh,
getting focused down. You see the
huge
pressure
kill.
on
That's a
Remix. Remix
huge
gonna
kill
die.
for 100
Remix still
Thieves.
somehow alive, but no.
Now Remix doesn't get
Focused down by
res.
Vinny. Meteor M used.
Damn.
Man advantage now for 100 Thieves. NK Galactic Legend in turn, looking for anything right now, not finding it. Now Paint, super close to invisible boundary, not gonna happen. The Kraken impact, the execute is there.
Tough.
Yeah, it's a beautiful find. I love that awareness from Djalia. Goes for that BRB before focusing down Remix, who I think was expecting to be able to get that res in. That would have been huge impact in the fight. But awareness of the matchup from Djalia. Navigates it well. And once again, it's Vinny with the Strangling Prison. You do have defensive options, though, here for Team Envy as they look to make the retake with, once again, ultimate advantage.
If you're 100 Thieves, you're okay doing prison for boundary right now. In fact, that is your ideal setup that you're looking at here. Vinny is going to drop the prison pretty early, and it's going to be on Paint to look at the situation and go, do I need the boundary here? The answer ideally would be no, but I think the answer is going to be yes. Envy pushing on in. Vinny waiting for the prison. Both teams' prison actually on deck. Remix looking for the opportunity. The Sia is going to be dropped. The damage boost is in. The prison in from Remix. The fall through going to be there. And then
Healed through.
Out in time. Terra able to stay alive.
They did
Kills
so much
Remix in
damage, it
turn.
wasn't enough.
And the BRB, though, brings Remix back up to
All right,
the fight.
GG,
Full
map
strength,
one.
but it's Cal who gets bursted down. The Kraken impact from Terra, even bigger, Jake.
100 Thieves looking to close out this map. They have a legendary as well. Not even really necessary.
Can 100 Thieves lose?
And although it's a very back and forth round there on
Just
Hell's
once.
Heaven, it's 100 Thieves who come away with a relatively decisive victory. That being said, Envy now with map pick. Curious to see where they take us, if we will get that vaunted Hella 1v1 that we're hoping for in the series.
So we're going to take the time to bring in Avast as we look at the stats screen. But Avast, Envy, having moments here. They didn't get blown out. It wasn't 100-0. And yet, it felt like 100 Thieves, in some respects, had to clear edge, particularly when you think about the group play and what Vinny was able to do to just keep them economically ahead.
Why am I sound like a burden? Didn't get an outro.
Why do you always lower the stream volume?
Okay, we're gonna take the time to
So I can
it
think.
sounded burdensome.
So I could process the information.
So we thought, you know, hey,
Ban Bucky?
It's messed up. It's messed up. Well, I mean, I'm little bro posting, but overall, I'm gonna say that
I don't
we talked a lot about
think
that,
so.
right? And we talked a lot about like what's the overall level of coordination.
That wasn't a player diff or anything. That was just they played really well as a team.
Here in the game,
All of their ults were like coordinated well, timed well.
showed there in that
It's
first
not like one player. Like it's not like Terra's better than Cal,
I think Envy a little bit of
and
like,
these
okay, we're not nearly
like a
as
differential. You know, it's not how that works.
Now, I think Cal still did a good job on the Winter Soldier.
A lot of people think like it's like an individual difference of one player, and that's it. It's not. It's so much more than that. It's so much more than that.
Star-Lord back and forth, you know, popping the meteor to absorb that damage. That's where Envy's kind of struggled a bit more, is in those ult leapfrog fights. Even that last fight there, you see like, okay, we dropped the Strangling Prison. Well, guess what? There was an invisible boundary. They didn't force that before. They had no option to. They weren't able to focus fire anyone else through that ult. And then it was just a counter ult scenario for 100 Thieves, where they just wall them off, drop the Strangling Prison, drop a Kraken impact, finish them, right? Because they've already removed that strategy.
Everyone keeps forgetting it's a hero shooter, which is team based. Yeah, no, that's literally it.
I will say that the coordination difference here is definitely looking a little bit more apparent when you look at the ult cycling in particular for these teams.
It's very rarely one person's fault, you know? There can be moments where someone did a really bad decision and that whole fight was because of that bad decision. That can happen for sure. But at the end of the day, it's a team-based game, you know?
Bursted down first. It's a critical kill, right? If you lose your Groot in the front line, you're just in major trouble. And Vinny, so experienced in the matchup, really knows how to get the most. And not just Vinny, but the whole team understands how to support the Groot in this matchup. It's a place where I have to imagine the experience pays dividends for 100 Thieves.
I think what I'm really curious to see
Getting nade shot on Hella.
We saw a little bit about Envy's preferences in the last match, right? Where Envy decided to come in and go, okay, we lost, we're gonna go to Midtown, and we're gonna give everyone watching a whole ton of Hella tech to copy as Cal rewrites the book on where you can actually stand, right? I think it'll be interesting to see if Envy does something like banning the Hella again, or we'll see something along the lines of maybe an early Wolverine ban and take the Hella versus Hella on the Midtown, because Envy did give us a pretty good idea of how they wanted to play that map in particular. But, you know, we'll see if there's a difference in how they treat Sentinels here at Vast relative to how they treat 100 Thieves.
I would say that you're probably going to be definitely treating them differently, because Sentinels and 100 Thieves have very different playstyles, right? You're not Sentinels still prioritizing a lot of those triple Vanguard comps, sometimes playing some of those interesting like triple strategist comps. And then I think in this, most recently to this tournament this week has been a lot more priority on the two.
I wonder if
but realistically, 100 Thieves has always been like a pretty 2-2-2.
I should ask this question to Overwatch players.
Right? So
Obviously, you guys don't know because you guys are chatters.
They don't wanna play
But I wonder if
either. I don't think
mechanically Overwatch is harder or Rivals. Off the top of my head, I think Overwatch mechanically is harder. So that means there's probably more room for individuals to carry. But I feel like Rivals is pretty fucking easy. So, like, there's less room for one person to do all the heavy lifting because the game's kind of easy. That's my take. But I never really played Overwatch. I have like 20 hours in that game.
I think they want to keep the Magneto up because Space gets a lot of value from the bulwarks, and obviously it's got a little bit of muscle memory from another game he played, I think, in terms of the bubble. So I think it's a bit of muscle memory there too. So going to Midtown, I would not be surprised if they try to mirror the Hella here. I wouldn't be shocked.
I think the threat of the Wolverine is neutered a little bit on Midtown. It's just a longer range map, a little bit.
You'd be addicted?
I mean, that being said,
What, Overwatch?
That's a place.
Oh, I'm sure. I didn't play Overwatch because I was playing Counter-Strike.
Don't play the Wolverine. I actually think it.
Oh, I'm sure Overwatch is an addicting game.
Because it is something like you mentioned that Envy. They're experienced in the hero shooter genre, but Wolverine is a different game. When Wolverine is on the server, it's about understanding the limits, about cooldown management. Because if you just like step out of line, and even if you're winning the deathmatch brawl, you just overstep your position and you're just instant dead to Wolverine. He turns around and one shots your.
You play Overwatch next season. Huge changes to the core game. When's the next season?
That's a place where I think Envy, with having less experience, I don't think they're really ready to take that matchup. I think that's a very much a test of your team play, your experience in the matchup, much more than like your individual aim skill in terms of battling a Wolverine. So
oh, it's now. Okay. This guy's saying play next season, but it's literally now. What?
That hurts. It hurts to be forced to first ban Wolverine. And then there's the Hella. Think about you're in a spot here where you have a lot of things you need to ban out, and only 2 bans to really.
Overwatch isn't confident in their game design. I mean, if I had to guess, Overwatch is testing things now that they have a competitor on the field. Overwatch was probably chill doing whatever the fuck they wanted before, but now they can't do whatever they want. They need to be a little bit more methodical with their decisions because they have a direct competitor in the game now. It's a great thing. Marvel Rivals was probably the best thing that could have happened to Overwatch. Like, Overwatch fans should be happy,
I mean, Envy wants to play Magneto. I think they're really comfortable with space on Magneto. I also think 100 Thieves banning Loki a lot makes a lot of sense because Sleepy has played a lot of Loki and looked really good on it. I mean, it's also essentially DPS, and they protected the Wolverine. So guess what? Wolverine.
Didn't you almost get max rank in Overwatch? Fuck no. I played like 20 hours. I got like gold, and I was like, all right, I'm good.
Because I think it's a map where you don't necessarily need both Namor and Winter Soldier to deal with the Wolverine threat. They are going to ban the crew. I actually love this. I think this is much smarter. I think Vinny kind of put that work in on you last map, and like letting the game be a little bit more fast-paced and divey, adding that chaotic element to the game. I think that only benefits Envy, where they are relying on their duelists. They're relying on their individual playmaking, even from players like Space,
Midtown,
like Sleepy and Paintbrush. So maybe for 100 Thieves, this denies some of the very stable front line of Vanguards that they've come to play.
Can someone explain how Overwatch is harder? If I had to guess, Overwatch is just harder because it's probably faster. Marvel Rivals is pretty slow. Marvel Rivals has its moments of chaos and speed, but like from the few times I played Overwatch, it's pretty fucking quick. It's smooth though. It's weird. I feel like it's easier to aim in Overwatch than Rivals. I think my aim in Overwatch is 2 times as good in Overwatch as it is Rivals. Which is weird because the game is so much faster. You'd think it would be the other way around, but
important here for Envy is
I don't know. It's just smooth. Overwatch is so fucking smooth.
With Groot being banned, like Jake pointed out,
Smooth ass game.
For a player like Vinny not able to use it is really huge for Envy here. So a lot of this strategy is going to be determined how does Envy want to play with their vanguards and how do they want to take this space on this first point.
I heard a lot of smart things from Avast, and I just want to see Hella shoot each other in the head.
This game is not smooth because like you'll have characters that like are like Spider-Man or Black. Ooh, wow. Nice shots. You'll have characters like Spider-Man and Black Panther, and you're like, good luck fucking hitting those guys. They're just flying around your screen. You're like, oh, this is fun. I can't hit shit.
Came in immediately, takes the Hella mirror. Jake, I think we're in for a show because both these Hellas are fantastic.
Cal's a big dog on the server here. You got to put some respect on the name. He's standing here confidently out in the open. Some might say even with a bit of cockiness here, very aware though of the enemy threat, the threat rather that Djalia poses. And with the invisible woman support so critical in that matchup.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it gives you the time to get another 3 or 4 daggers out, which can be the difference between just outright eliminating someone safely.
RB, give shield.
So you don't have to worry about dodging within that period of time.
Right button.
100 Thieves though, keeping
or
the
bumper. I don't know. I always forget. I forget which one's the bumper, which one's the button on controllers.
Wild gets taken down by Cal again. Jake, there's a lot of factors here, but if you're keeping score, that's 2-0 Cal.
No, Cal's my goat. I am keeping score. Big dog on the server. Drops him again off the BRB. Hey, resin one more time. Like he wants that smoke, man. Cal is
holy
shit. In the matchup. Drops SJP, and they're just wiping 100 Thieves off the server. Can you think of another time?
B's for bumper. Yeah, but I forget which one's which.
Matchup.
Every time I see RB or LB, because you hold the controller with both of these fingers, I don't know which one's which. I don't know which one's RB and which one's LB. Because in my head, it's just right and left. Right and left button, but they're both buttons because they both press. Confuses me.
I feel like the blueprint has been set here that no one's going to let Envy play Hella if this keeps up.
Oh, what a pull from NK. Grabs the support. Without SJP, you can't keep pushing. NK now doubles up onto Djalia. And once again, walking up from 100.
Everyone's got ults on the server.
They just get smoked by these duelists. This game is starting to get scary. Half the time off the clock, and Envy haven't even deployed an ultimate yet.
Well, also, how many times has 100 Thieves had to deal with a situation where Djalia just wasn't absolutely crushing the other Hella? I don't think it's really happened almost ever. So this is a change in game plan. It's just like, wait, what's going on in this moment? I mean, Djalia of all people could definitely bring it on back, but what a statement by Envy here early on as Terra finds Cal.
Yo, that was
That's one way to
insane.
end the Hella threat.
Through the wall.
With that elimination though onto NK. Cal was rezzed by the BRB, so it's a 5-on-6 here. 100 Thieves with the slight advantage. Big ultimate.
The BRB, is that what it's called?
If they want to continue fighting this one out. Seems like they will for now, but the stuns coming through, they're able to burst down space. It's up to Cal maybe to find a clutch pick. He gets one, needs I think one more to be able to make this defense happen, but Djalia very aware with the invisible woman ult of his own, stabilizes on the point.
You could see the Djalia ego. I could see it right now.
On deck here for Djalia.
He's got to not do that. He's got to lock in and not do the Djalia ego right now. That's not good. He's trying so hard to kill their Hella.
Looking like no. Meteor M comes in. No one dead. Goddess of Death in from Djalia, laying down the crow shots. Is that going to be enough? Meanwhile, Djalia.
He tried to kill him?
Envy still at full. Cal.
What the? He tried to Magneto ball the Hella out of the sky. That's crazy. 40 seconds. No ults.
In space, he's uninterested in the
Wait, they might full hold him.
Straight into the back line.
Yo, Envy's good on this map. What the fuck?
But they do not break there. It's a beautiful hold despite a couple pickoffs coming in from 100 Thieves. Envy with the wherewithal to find their way through. Now ultimate's very low. SJP does have that Sia, but even last time, Envy backed out incredibly well against this. It is an advantage, though.
Kai, big hook, big hook, no hook.
Challenging for the Envy
big
tanks
hook,
to stay healthy.
big hook, no hook.
Envy last time around weren't able to withstand the Namor combos. Not a factor here.
Oh wow!
Boundary
wait, that's huge. That's actually really big for your 100 Thieves. That ult was.
It's an early pick, and Cal onto the back line is able to get SJP. The duelists of Envy continue to feast.
No way.
Djalia, though, takes down Cal. A little bit of life here for 100 Thieves. 4 left. Invisible boundary though. Soon the fade.
Djalia zoning. Djalia zoning. Djalia zoning. Djalia zoning. He's a demon. He's a demon.
Over and in. Kraken impact. Takes down Djalia. Looking for more. Again is out. And this is gonna be
yo, they're actually gonna take this point. Oh, Envy's tilted. I'm pissed. I'm pissed if I'm envious. I'm pissed. I'm pissed.
Oh, it's a beautiful hold
that
there
sucks.
From 100 Thieves. That BRB getting in just in time. And that
2.5 minutes on the clock.
Made all the difference. Without that key sustain from Rocket Raccoon, Envy, they weren't able to win the long fight. They do run the time bank all the way down to 0, but 100 Thieves finds a reprieve here on Midtown.
Envy unable to do a first point hold back to back. If you think back, you know, just one series ago, but still they drain a lot of time off the clock. It's been a good defense here so far. Space, Meteor M, ready to go. Remix, ready to check his watch. Ask, what time is it? Both Vanguards win forward. Clobbering time is used. Space
value off that is
wow.
Remix. Oh, but they do find Terra.
He's res.
There's enough disruption, but they go a little bit deep. Terra is brought back up by the BRB.
Jesus
Terra
Christ.
Laying in the damage on the Winter Soldier. Getting the good picks, drops a Kraken impact, and now it's just about a bit of cleanup.
Yeah, more than a bit. Perfect tool for the job is that Winter Soldier ultimate. And Envy, it's a fight very close to 100 Thieves spawn, but 100 Thieves getting it done with only the one ultimate has got to feel amazing. And they really don't have so much room for mistakes.
I can't wait to see more creative teams. Everyone's playing safe because it takes time to learn those wild heroes.
Much back in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly kind of agree. I feel like we could. There's a world in where we could see some more creative heroes, maybe.
And whoever comes out on top is going to carry that momentum.
It just takes a long time to experiment.
Underway. TTK here in the back. Meteor M, good to go. Remix is getting bursted, and Remix, it lives, but at the cost of Space, who goes down. The healing swapped off. Remix turns a corner.
Oh my
Nothing but
God.
death there. And 100 Thieves in the neutral right now, Jake. Looking great.
I'm sad for Envy right now.
Off the BRB, but it's not enough just yet. Envy, I think they need to find a pick here to hold on to this. Vinny continue to pour on the aggression, but Cal pops that Goddess of Death, trying to pump damage, but just gets instantly focus fired through, and the invisible boundary is delaying the inevitable, but spawns coming in here for Envy as they try to fight back, try to keep this alive.
Meteor M out from Space. Djalia laying down shots here from that Goddess of Death right now, just covering fire, gets decent value out of it. No pickoffs though, just yet. Terra, ready to go.
Yo, that's so much damage.
Oh my God. Is Terra gonna live? Terra under a heavy assault.
Oh my God.
Take down Cal in the duels versus duelist as Terra continues to jump around. Point 2, gonna go 100 Thieves way.
Dude, what in the world? This guy is an animal.
They ran the clock down very well here for Midtown.
This guy is an animal.
Based on how the start of the map went, gonna be feeling pretty happy. They're on.
Sometimes I wonder, this is gonna sound stupid, but sometimes I wonder if it's not even about the hero picks at all. It's just about how the people are playing, you know? Sometimes I wonder if doesn't matter what you play as long as you're playing good, you know? Look at him out there.
The innovative tech. But here we go. Frontline. Thing versus Thing. Sleepy. Likely about the drop.
Like, maybe you could be like smart and analytical about it and be like, oh, maybe they should have banned this, or maybe they should have picked this. But like, what's most important is just playing well.
Falling in, 2 down for Envy, and 100 Thieves just gets to casually roll forward.
Cal under heavy pressure here, being assaulted by Vinny, getting a ton of support, is gonna just drop. Try to take the reset, but 100 Thieves really found their footing now on Midtown. Envy have struggled since, I mean, they had a great start of the map, look so strong, but now 100 Thieves seem to have stabilized. They found their opportunity to get aggressive in the matchup, and Envy haven't been able to find that solid defensive setup they've been looking for.
30 seconds left. 100 Thieves has been under the gun in terms of time for quite a while right now because of point A. And now Remix moving on in. Drops a clobbering time. They're looking for the focus fire onto Magneto. TTK, though, able to shrug it off. Sia, drop from SJP. Still adding bonus damage.
I think Envy's going to lose this fight.
Deals with the worst of it. Space.
Right? Look at their ults.
NK locked and loaded. Cal is down. Djalia getting a little bit of revenge off the flank. Envy now has to win 5v6. Djalia here on the flank. The Goddess of Death.
Oh my God.
Another 2 picks. And Djalia showing signs of life. Could be enough for 100 Thieves to finish this out.
Oh my God.
Despite NK shutting it down, it's Terra cleaning up here with the Kraken impact from Winter Soldier. Just a little bit of stall there, forcefully beyond the rocket, and it will be a full cap for 100 Thieves.
They did a 4-minute hold and then a full walk to the end.
So strong, just enough to really run the clock down to secure an overtime capture. However,
you know what's crazy?
Thieves,
I didn't even notice this. Envy banned Groot.
Cal was just doing different things on point 1, finding so many.
That's wild.
100 Thieves, I mean, props to them. They're a team that hasn't often been pushed to the limit in the duelist mirrors, but Djalia and Terra, they found their opportunities, right? Like
is Groot bad on this map or something?
By the way that map
or they don't like playing Groot on this map? Or
and not only that, I do think 100 Thieves played the ult economy side a little bit better. I think Envy really did have a real.
You said Envy's good at this map, and then they yeah, and then they lost.
Yeah. What happened
I mean, the reason why Envy looks good on this map is they almost beat Sentinels and they held first point for 4 minutes. Like, that's pretty good no matter what, I feel like.
just long enough.
I feel like I feel like the first point in this map is like all mechanical skill. It's no ults, nothing. Like it took like 2 minutes until anyone even got an ult because it was so scrappy. The first point is so scrappy, which is sick.
So surprised to see that matchup be so dominant for TTK, really getting the most out of a frontline trade.
And I think part of that is just Space has been under pressure a lot. When you see that little damage gap on your Magnetos, it means that one Magneto's had the shield up.
100 Thieves is just a better team. I mean, yeah, they're good. They're good. Envy's doing really well though. Kudos to them. They beat Sentinels. That's impressive in itself. Sentinels is insane.
Yeah, like you said, forced into a more defensive posture. Maybe the team electing to emphasize enabling those DPS. Cal looking to go for a tricky off angle here on the offense. I like this play. Wants to find those opening picks that were so powerful on the defense.
Also, I think to extent looking for Djalia. This is a real recognized real moment. Just going, I know who the threat is. I think they both know who the threat is here, and you know the Hella
forward.
stalking
Envy
Hella.
happy with this. Like Envy have no problem. I mean, if you don't stop Cart, like Cal doesn't really have to do anything now. 100 Thieves though, this is the hold that they were planning for, where they're really gonna make their stand is at this choke point.
Full neutral, no ultimates in play. Both teams looking
This one
for
so
an
they
edge
won't
in
beat
the
Shroud
damage
X.
on the terrace.
Hey, I hope
Terra
not.
nearly getting picked off. Now returning fire
But
here with the team up.
my team is not playing against any of these guys for a while.
Remix, able to get the final blow there.
Well, they need to win one match, I guess.
Impact. So you're still at a full 6, but you are giving up a lot.
My team is trying something new, though. I'm not kidding. I wasn't memeing about that. My team is trying something new.
Real close to getting Kraken Impact. Wants to do
It could pay out, or it could be awful.
They lose Djalia, but here we go. Kraken Impact just in the nick of time. Evens things out 5-on-5. Ready for one more. Moving on up.
Oh my! Yo, nerf this character. What the fuck is that?
Loses the second impact.
Are we for real?
Important. Cal finds one space with another, and Envy cracking this defense
Once
wide
again,
open.
better attack.
From NK.
Better attack once again. Better defense, better attack.
And, I mean, that's a minute 30 on the first cap. This is a beautiful offense so far from Envy.
What a well-timed bionic hook coming in from NK there. Just when Terra's about to say one more time, NK says, how about you go back to spawn? Space now. Meteor M, good to go. Same with 100 Thieves. Ult economy going to be crucial here, Jake, into second.
We haven't been giving enough love to NK. This guy's been great to watch, whether it's on the Winter Soldier.
Yo, Terra killed. Terra killed.
Terra though
Hella.
finds the first opener here. 100 Thieves have a bit of an advantage, trying to push it here, trying to shut down that next duelist. Envy tactically retreating, but under a ton of pressure. 100 Thieves are just withering in their offense.
I think the scary part in this and Hell v Hell matchup is that when one of the Hellas is down, it means that either Djalia or Cal doesn't really have anyone left to check them. And
what?
That is a horrifying spot to be in. But the hook is huge, Jake. But the fall through might not be there right away. It forces out the Meteor M. That's a good trade of resources off the hook. You love to see it as Envy's able to get away without losing anyone. Big.
Yeah, Remix gets out, gets healed up. So opportunity here for Sleepy to open with the Sia. But once again, Terra shuts down Cal, struggling to find the way through these difficult choke
They used
points. Now,
everything.
Terra
Envy used
sweeps over to the
everything.
flank. Envy gonna double down, gonna try to fight this anyway, and they do even up 5-5.
Terra dove pretty deep for the Cal kill. You get the Cal kill, but you don't get out with your life. Even back up 5 vs 5 space now. Up in the front here with Remix. Tank versus tank. Vanguard's getting down and dirty here in the front. And now Cal, Gods to Death, ready to go. Remix.
Are they just waiting this rocket ult out? Is that what's happening? They're just waiting? They're hiding? Being safe?
Most of the poke damage.
Yeah, I guess so.
We look at NK. Kraken Impact good to go. Looking for a bionic arm here, perhaps. And Djalia is down. Paint with the assist there with Cal, and they get the advantage, and they just move forward, Jake.
Damn.
Economically at that.
Vinny just has to die on card here. No hope to escape.
3 minutes left,
to retreat
too.
And fight another day. They're just hoping
Still one more
they can
fight.
get the spawns in time. Envy able to win that fight off picks. That's critical because now they're able to take position around this final capture point. It's 100 Thieves on the retake. They do have this invisible woman barrier to help delay things. However, Envy have a lot of aggressive pressure. It's going to be difficult to walk up.
100 Thieves, though, needs a contest, but they lose NK immediately. Terra, first pick off. The BRB, though, brings him right
Cal
back
killed
into play.
Djalia again. Holy fuck.
Focused on the
He's
payload,
res though.
saying,
He's back.
Hey, if you guys got for a second, we're going to move it on in.
Ooh,
Djalia gets
Remix.
picked, also res right up.
That was sick.
While Space gets picked.
Body
Now,
block.
Remix into the back line. Pressure's going to be on him. Djalia with the Goss of Death. pushing Envy back. Envy, Jake, now must reset.
Yo, how is he alive? What
Yeah,
the
they
fuck?
gotta fall back there. Too many picks came in.
God.
100 Thieves, they had to dump everything to get the job done, but that opening pick was pretty massive onto NK. Baited out the BRB, and then when the Vanguard fell, there was no res to follow up, not allowing Envy to double down and re-engage. That being said, ultimate advantage now strongly in favor of Envy. 100 Thieves want to force out the support ultimate very early, but I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Envy taking position, moving into the inside.
Right now, you're hoping Terra can make something happen. You look to Terra and Djalia, get a pick in the neutral before the ults really become a factor here. The invisible boundary is going to make things really difficult, but if you get one before it drops, the advantage could be yours. Djalia right now, working on the outside flank. Remix, moving over into the point, and they're giving
I mean, Envy has a support ult. It's like a Bucky.
Now, though, into the payload.
I feel like the longer this takes, the more they have a chance to win, like 100 Thieves, right?
Onto Vinny. Vinny, though, able to just get to the side.
Envy
The cart's also so far back. Oh my god.
Holding strong despite the ultimate disadvantage.
Pain.
And every second they buy is one where they're continuing to charge ultimates. Remix goes into the backline, wants to deal with that. The invisible boundary though is enough. Two openers come in for NK. Has the Kraken impact if he wants to look.
Harvey's
for
too far from all.
likely to continue this pressure.
88%.
Running to
93%. Wait, Harvey's about to get ult. Harvey's about to get ult. Uh-oh. Oh no.
The critical difference maker.
And
Oh,
also,
no.
stops Terra from doing more Kraken impacts. Envy hanging on to this fight. Both teams, though, still very much in it. NK, super low, dead from TTK. Now Terra gets the team up, drops more
Where did they
shots.
go
BRB,
wrong
though,
in that
brings
team
Terra,
fight?
NK right back in. Terra now dead. 100 Thieves down one. Envy with the advantage on the point. Clobbering time going to be used.
Well, I guess it's not over. Hold on.
On the payload. They need at least one more pick. 100 Thieves is doing just God's work on stalling right now, Jake, but finally Harvey goes down. And could this be it?
Yeah, the tempo seems to be turning against them here. Envy still full 6 players alive, now focusing down. These defenders stalling.
Bro, I would have to watch this back like 6 times to fully understand exactly what went wrong and who may have screwed up or who was in a weird spot or whatever.
Had on their defense.
All right.
Like, I thought for sure Envy was going to win that before Harvey got ult. Harvey then got ult. Then I was like, wait, this is huge. 100 Thieves going to win.
These next two fights
And then they didn't win.
Let's see how Cal approaches this attack. A lot
I actually
of
don't know what
here,
happened.
but also
Genuinely, I have no fucking
the
clue.
opposition on the other side.
You got to take risks here in the damage duel. You know, it's all about
I'm down, though.
finding the openers.
I'm down for more of a brawl. Fuck it.
So 100 Thieves electing to be biding their time here, defend the next corner. See a pop from both squads. So it's a 1-for-1 ult trade for now. Both duelists, I think, looking to find a cheeky. So, whoa, can't step around that corner. Way too much focus on NK.
God.
Uses the distraction.
He went 100 to
Res
0
comes in on the
so
remix and
fast.
So no res is left available.
Still full 6v6. Meteor M, though. Death from above. TTK looking, and no. Instead, it's Cal going down. Cal, I think, getting caught by
One
Djalia
side
and
lost. That's what
Harvey.
happened.
Combo.
Yeah, but what's
Not coming
important
back
is
up
how
from
you
BRB.
lose.
Meteor M, though, out from space. It's huge.
Losing
Space
is not
dumps on
important.
down
It's about
on the
how
spot.
you
There's no
lose.
heals
That's
for
what's
100
important.
Thieves here, Jake. A massive ult coming in from space.
Djalia on the back line needs to be the hero, needs to find a critical pick off there. Cal,
He
I think,
doesn't get the
into
kill
bird
either.
And now calls out that team. Everyone else is going to
Damn,
be aware
tough.
of his position. Does he pop the Goddess of Death? No, he's going to die. And I'm not sure Djalia's going to be able to get back to this fight.
No
It's gonna
way.
be desperation, 400 Thieves. They've got to touch. They have that invisible boundary, though, so maybe they can make this happen. NK looking to stifle that before it can even begin. The
Booyah.
execution barrier down on the cart. But defensive
Invisible
ults come out
barrier
from
down.
100
Big
Thieves.
booyah.
Yeah, and it's a great boundary. It's an immediate cleanup. There's no real resources for
Dude,
Envy to deal
this
with
is
the
exactly
ultimate.
what
Jake, 3 seconds
happened
left.
against
100
Sentinels.
Thieves, their defense
Literally
holding strong. Envy
exactly
so
the
close,
same.
Yet so far on the attack.
They took
and yet,
first point in
honestly,
like
no,
2
a
minutes.
great
Meanwhile,
showing
they
for them,
defended it
even
for
in the loss.
4.
Yeah, despite the
They
series
got
being
to the
2-0
end
for 100
at like the
Thieves, they have been
same
sweating
exact
for these
line
victories.
and lost.
Envy has really shown them a serious
Oh, that
challenge
would
so far
piss
in the
me
series, and
off.
I'm very curious to see where we go from map 3. I mean, 100 Thieves may end up carrying the day, but this is an Envy squad that is far from realizing their full potential. I think this is a really exciting development
piss
for
me
North
off.
American Marvel rivals because we haven't really had that team is taking it to 100 Thieves in the raw aim duels, in the raw skill duels, and Envy is doing just that here.
Vast, we just saw Cal and Djalia head-to-head on the Hella duels. What are your immediate thoughts here? First time seeing it in the match.
Very Well,
They
first of all,
premature
I don't think
Invis
it
ulted like
I
3
do- I don't
times in a
think there was
row.
a gap by any means. I think this is a Cal.
Yeah, I mean,
Invis
having Invis Woman as your only support ult's kind of hard because like
because of the bans,
you can't
what we
move it.
saw,
Once
like,
it's down,
okay,
it's
we
down.
Had the Doctor Strange ban, we had the Luna Snow ban, we also had the Loki ban. I mean, there was the first time I think in a while at a tier 1 at a top level Wells, I've seen both teams playing Rocket Raccoon for the entirety. Of the map.
Jesus.
So they had Rocket
He's a
Raccoon for the
machine.
entirety of the map, giving that team up to the Winter Soldier, just giving the infinite ammo, giving the increased fire rate. So it was very, very interesting to see that particular point here where these teams were playing an extremely poke-heavy style, trying to build the amplifier really quickly, and then essentially using the BRB
15 deaths on Hell is crazy.
That
happens.
Loki, getting that res back, right? So I do think when I look at Envy, I look at 100 Thieves, what was really the biggest difference once again was the ult cycling continuously. 100 Thieves does a lot better job.
I still want to see Sentinels learn Hella.
The maturity of the roster.
I feel like that's what they're missing, dude. I want to see Rye Amazing fucking bang ass on some Hella. I want to see him fucking take over.
Rocket Raccoon has a lot of,
because I know he can.
A lot of, I guess, utility. That is where 100 Thieves once again is coming out here on top. Is just cycling the ults and getting the focus fire. And Envy probably just needs to clean it up a bit.
I might low-key be a Sentinels
Some of these
fanboy.
fights, I think, take a very
Is that
long
bad?
time to clean
Maybe.
up for Envy, right? Like,
All
when they're
good.
capping the point, even though they do end up winning out in the end. I mean, 100 Thieves looked really practiced in these stalling scenarios, in the delay scenarios, and they're
When's
very
the
much
tourney?
aware
Tomorrow?
of their win conditions, right? They're able to set up this final fight on the map where they have the decisive portal advantage. They have the invisible boundary for that critical fight. I mean, the only one that matters is the one where you're able to secure the hold. So, got to give a lot of respect to 100 Thieves. They are clearly, so far in the series, the stronger team overall. But I think just to this Envy squad, I mean, there's a lot of hope for the future being shown in the way they're performing.
Now,
Why the wording? What, banging ass? Banging ass and banging ass and fucking dudes. That's what we do around here.
To Midtown, and they had a close loss. Very similar to what we just saw now. Now going forward, they went into Hall of Djalia in their first series. I think we may go back there again, but given the difference between Sentinels and 100 Thieves Vest, I feel like it's just going to be a very different match.
We?
Especially, just simply as
Who's
you're
we?
pointing out, the bans that are being put down here are leading to very different games.
That's funny.
And I mean, I think what's also
We all relate to that. Thanks, YouTube. YouTube knows. YouTube knows. Thank you,
We
YouTube.
don't have the team up. We're not going to get the frozen spawn. But especially
Jesus, if there's a hole, there's a goal.
I really think Envy, especially with NK,
What?
looked so good on Namor previously.
I have never heard that in my life.
I would
What
like them
the
to still try
fuck?
to see the Namor. Yes, is the Namor value definitely lessened without the Luna Snow, but you have the extra ability to take really aggressive flank fights. If you're playing into the Rocket Raccoon comp, which is possible again if we see similar bans, they can walk behind,
Yo,
drop
that's
to
so
spawn,
funny.
immediately delete like a Rocket Raccoon, right? And especially because like a lot of those rocket fights and the fights that are happening between like Sleepy and
Do we think 100 Thieves is relevant worldwide? Oh, for sure. They're a very good team. Very good team.
Occasionally, like just getting a little bit of extra value from the damage that's taking place and the mobility.
The one region I haven't really seen is like Asia, I guess. I haven't really watched, but
really good on that pick, and also lessens a lot of the pretty much the firepower that they're directing towards the front line there for the vanguards of Envy.
I think it's an interesting choice there between something like the Winter Soldier and the Namor, in terms of Winter Soldier giving you that playmaking and like some of the tank focus fire, being able to pull people out of position.
How does your team shape up for these
Namor
guys?
gives you
They
this,
throw
like,
down.
unique opportunity to, like,
They throw
explode
down
through flanks, and if the enemy's not mirroring the Namor, it can be very annoying to clean up those spawns. I think a lot of teams are really valuing the team up, not only for the obvious team up, right? The fact that it gives
I'm gonna
you
be
a
honest.
spawn, it gives you
Any
like, extra stat
team
bonus for Luna's
could
healing.
win out
I
of
think also being
Envy,
able to damage
Sentinels.
amp with the Luna ultimate on the Namor whale and get that one-shot combo is like super, like, whereas a lot of the team up I think are about the team up, and like it gives you this special ability or some stat
FlyQuest.
bonus. It's really good. I think for the Luna Namor,
Even
it's
my
also
team,
more
dude.
about
Any
that
team could win.
strategic synergy,
It just
and
depends on the
team up is
day.
like a nice bonus on
The
top
only
of
team that seems to like consistently win is 100 Thieves.
You can't back down.
Everybody else has, sometimes they slip a little bit. They slip, they lose their footing. Not 100 Thieves. They have not slipped at all. So that's pretty impressive, I think. I think that's pretty impressive.
And speaking of not giving up your strengths, I do think it's really interesting just building the narrative of what is the identity of Envy, right? Because they are a newer team to Marvel Rivals, essentially made right before the Marvel Rivals Invitational for North America. They're building experience right now, and they're also building their identity. But man, have we got a lot of data just in these
90% of the Overwatch League was when it ended was
they lose
Korean.
map, they go Midtown. They lose
Question:
Midtown, they go Hall of
What
Djalia.
is the reasoning for like Korean teams and stuff doing so well in hero shooters, but not doing so hot in like tactical shooters.
It's kind of interesting because their maps are like pretty solid for Magneto, but also maps where you have like room to make things happen on things. So, you know, Envy has kind of decided, okay, we have our current style. These are like the fields of battle we want to go to. The problem here now, Vaso, is that even should they win here in Hall of Djalia, it'll be 100 Thieves deciding.
They play more Overwatch.
For the rest of the series from there on out.
Well, I mean, they reverse sweep Sentinels earlier,
yeah.
So
I guess at this point, Valorant isn't even a tech shooter anymore. It's a hero shooter. Dare I say Valorant's entering the hero shooter genre? That's kind of crazy to say out loud, but I think it might be. I think it might be, actually.
The Loki's banned again is 100 Thieves. They really don't want Sleepy to be on Loki, which is also something I think that's like defining this match a lot, is they're denying the Loki from Sleepy a lot. And sure, Envy's gonna.
Why do all the casters keep nodding their head? To show that they're listening.
When you have things like Groot and Magneto still on the board.
One thing I want to see from 100 Thieves here is they've been protecting this Wolverine. It looks like sort of a mind game so far in the series. They haven't deployed it. I think there's also a very good argument for protecting the Groot here on Hall of Djalia. Get Vinny back on the Groot, where I think he had a clear edge on map 1 that further stabilizes the game and really puts it in your favor. See if 100 Thieves elect to go for that, or if I mean, honestly, the Wolverine I think is not very good on this map in general. So yeah, even if they protect it, I think this is a map where it's like especially like not really the hero to protect, and then I don't even know if Envy would ban it based on how the series has gone so far. So yeah, with the Groot response, I think this is really smart, and I think this is where Vinny can really push the edge he has in the tank experience. I think his mechanics on the Groot are just really, really strong, and that's something that is hard to match for Remix.
Here's what I think for Envy. I think you don't even necessarily need to ban the Wolverine here. It hasn't been shown the entire game. I don't know if 100 Thieves would even go to it here. I mean, you can if you want to be sure, but this is where maybe you look at it and you wonder, what else can you take out that might be a little bit more core to the game plan? And okay, they've taken away my point. I was going to say, Winter Soldier.
They actually banned Bucky.
Between the two, NK's been good, but
that's crazy.
Been even better.
I thought NK was doing great. I thought like it didn't, like, you know, just chill.
And this I think puts more of the.
But maybe they think they will be better with NK on something else, like Namor or something. Well, Luna's banned, right?
We're about to get into
what the fuck does he play?
Can
I see Storm for once?
Winter Soldier band coming in at the very end.
I love me some Storm.
I think it's just a cascade effect here of.
But Storm's kind of like, I never see Storm anymore, ever. No pro plays Storm.
Right? Because space on that hero pick is so powerful.
The same fucking characters every time.
The Wolverine, despite even though like, and I agree with Jake's take on this, is that I don't think the Wolverine's maybe going to be that strong here, but they're kind of afraid of it. They want to keep space on the Magneto, which gave him the opportunity to pretty much.
Is this live? Yeah.
And now with Winter Soldier being gone, I think it's a very smart idea. But this map, I don't think it's entirely necessary. I don't think you have to have Winter Soldier. I think it removes Terra from the field a little bit, but I wouldn't even be surprised if 100 Thieves might even try to still force the Wolverine, but don't take anything that comes out of spawn crazy yet. You know, we're probably going to see a Hela. We're probably going to see Star-Lords as a duelist pick, and it's just going to be kind of a dogfight.
What's the advantage of banning Luna? You get rid of like Namor mostly. Namor has less squids to play with. That's pretty good. Luna's ult is also so good and lasts like 12 fucking seconds.
And Envy for their side, they're just gonna say, you know what, we're not gonna play the group. We can win with the thing. And I actually like this. I think playing into the mirror against 100 Thieves is not a great look. Rocket Raccoon booster over the flank. Cal.
No way.
Maybe not, and that's a huge pickup from Delena.
Cal was AFK. He had no idea that was about to happen to him.
Rival, says Delena to Cal.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he might have potential, but I
that
knew
sucks.
You were there. Very quick pick off, just calm with his pants down, and now gonna be even less threat on Terra. Yeah, Terra just gets the drop the class.
It might be GG, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and this is where the experience
100 Thieves might be taking this one home. What the fuck? Did you just see him? You see Wolverine?
Ignore him. It's such a challenge. We've seen so many.
I've never seen that animation before.
Those claws of Wolverine and Envy. See if they have the answers here. They've been really put under pressure by the strategic diversity of 100 Thieves.
Cannot ask for a better start here.
Cal AFK in Shroud chat. He just didn't expect someone to be there or to know, I guess.
Early pick on to the Cal. Now we'll see where it goes. Terra moving forward, getting real close to getting last stand up and online. And I feel like
his second life force though on Terra, so he's a little bit vulnerable here. Has to be just a little bit more cautious.
Oh, so close.
Doesn't get a grab there. So nice start to the fight, but Vinny's walls are just so annoying. Envy are unable really to fight into the objective with the threat of that wall.
Also, Djalia
Jesus Christ.
They
They have every ult in the game, but 2 of them are already dead. Coming back, though. They're coming back.
Slash a few more times, last stand, and probably abduct 2 people. It's just really brutal, Jake, where Envy, they haven't recovered from the early picks.
Yeah, 100 Thieves looks so well practiced on the strategy. Now the Wolverine comes out in the series. Envy have been caught flat-footed. Now the pressure overwhelming onto Remix, gets shut down. The combo into that Groot, and the backline is just destroyed. The Cloak and Dagger ultimate isn't even
boy.
enough. Now the Focus Fire just
Oh,
through
fucking
that
boy.
healer with 6 minutes onto the clock. 100 Thieves charging forward into third point. This is about one of the fastest speed runs I have ever seen.
I mean, right now, you stop and think about it.
I think we FF here.
And I got flashbacks from pub games of, like, vote to surrender almost. Just like,
yeah, right?
That is how brutal that this opening has been for Envy. 100 Thieves.
Should have kept Bucky in.
Right. TTK, though, getting very, very low. Nearly picked off. Was able to back out.
And Wolverine is great on third as well. I mean, first and second, I think the Wolverine is a little more suspect on.
What's cool is Terra's been playing. He played that whole half with no Groot in the mix, which is kind of cool.
Very safe, very conscious of this possibility. Wolverine isn't even forced into the second life. Now grabs Groot, pulls him into the back line, and it's an easy pickup for 100 Thieves with the Vinny slamming the door on that choke point.
Dude, this
Remix
sucks.
Is not going to do well in this mirror when he has to worry about a Wolverine and the other Groot. It is not going to end well, Jake. I'm just letting you that know right now. Cal, Goddess of Death.
They're getting destroyed, dude. Oh my god. I'm sad just watching this.
Cal's Goddess of Death fades, and this is a rout, an absolute slaughter in favor of 100.
Wait, Mag's on controller?
I
Yeah.
was worried we might see this in the series.
TTK is a controller player.
Wolverine is such a threat, and for a team that is maybe relying a bit on their FPS prowess, maybe a little bit less experience. Oh, and it's a disgusting cleanup there from Vinny on the Groot. But the Wolverine, I mean, very, very
just hit the escape button and forfeit.
Smart to be able to beat it and have a great understanding of the matchup. And when it comes to that, that's where 100 Thieves have had a clear edge. They've tried to beat Envy with brute force, and I think honestly you got to give respect to Envy for forcing 100 Thieves.
I mean, you never know. Crazier things have happened. Crazier things have happened.
100 Thieves right now.
Oh boy, you know, Hastro's PC just got.
How do you think Sentinels would have done?
Subscription to an even match has expired. Would you like to make
any
changes to your subscription plan? I mean, I don't know. This was. It was rough. I
think Sentinels would have done well as well.
We've been hyping Envy a lot. We've been hyping Envy a lot. They've been great in the series. It's been awesome
no,
to
0
see
kills.
A new entrant to the top level of competition here in Rivals Fight Night. But 100 Thieves, they're interested in that check. They would like to check now. They would like to finish this series 3-0.
You know, as much as people got on the iRemix reverse sweep hashtag, that's pretty rough. That was you were getting close to like canonically best time possible you could do. Yeah,
you're getting into 007 territory. Cal and Remix, and that was the offense. This map is so defense favored. Oh yo, this game is like basically done. ZP, like I really don't see how Envy can get back into it. I mean, this is a map we routinely see full held on second point.
Yeah, I think Sentinels would have done well against 100 Thieves.
I still feel like, you know what, you could win that on defense. You could make the full hold.
Sentinels was a solid team. It just wasn't their day today. That's all.
30 on the clock, man. GG.
Whatever. Yeah, at least, dude, for Sentinels, at least today wasn't their day and not tomorrow. You know?
I mean, where's this one rank right now after that round?
More importantly, SJP was 1 assist off the pie game. 3 and 15. Just one assist off the pie game. So very close, but unfortunately not in the day. But I will say that right now it's looking very, very hard for Envy. I like the swap to this Venom, but the Wolverine is giving them a lot of trouble.
Second life force though, Wolverine weak on this first point. It's a lot of open space.
Terra nearly going down now. Right.
No passive. Yeah. Winnable. Let's go, Envy. Oh god, he gets rezzed. Wolverine is back.
Yeah, quickly rezzed. Cal though, dropping the soul bond here on Adam Warlock. Still winnable fight here for Envy.
Envy's trying the Guardian comp.
Coming on out from NK.
The Sentinels bread and butter.
Terra, so Wolverine threat down, but TTK getting Mantis on the side. TTK devastating the.
I wonder what makes Sentinels Guardian comp look so good. Is it Gomez on Star-Lord? Is it Karova on Adam? Is it Rymazing on Mantis?
But that's also enabling 100 Thieves to have a very powerful front line. Hela essentially uncontested. Djalia, though, hold on, gets burst down, popped, and it looks like not rezzed. So opportunity here for Envy to cap first.
That was the old 1-2 between iRemix and Cal. They set that up beautifully. Space on the Terra, both duelists down. NK, Blaster Barrage through the invisible boundary. Galactic Legend faded, but Envy with a huge advantage to the rest of this fight right now. 100 Thieves looking very drained. Djalia might come back into the fight late with the
Cal still has ults.
People are likely going to be gone. 100 Thieves, though.
I think Envy wins this fight.
Gets back to focus
they
fire.
chillin'.
Finish them off. You must be thinking here. The Meteor M comes in. Perhaps a bit of an overcommit, but sometimes, Jake, you want to get through the first point.
With 2?
Oh my god.
Yeah, what?
No way, right?
What?
Djalia killed 2 people right there.
I mean, Envy need a cap, man. Like they're chasing kills really hard. They're gonna get the cap secured. That was a little bit too close for comfort. Djalia finding 2 in the midst of the fight. I mean, Envy get that one, but it was off the back of a big peg onto the Hella with such a long respawn.
100% it's Gomez on Star-Lord.
I mean, I like what they're bringing to the table here. Maybe
he's really good at Star-Lord.
They're alive. They've gotten eliminations. They're on the board. The
Gomez is very good.
Broken from its undefined infinity status in terms of kill-death ratios. So, you know, things a little better. Here we go, Terra. Going for
Imagine.
the dive. Doesn't find anyone there right off the bat. Galactic Legend in from NK. 100 Thieves. Force back a little bit, TTK. No Meteor M up yet, but will be up soon. The Sia, though, Envy giving it some respect, Jake.
Yeah, they've got to back off. I mean, the threat from Wolverine with the Sia, there's so much damage available to be pumped 400.
Yo, that was sick. Through the door and everything.
Everything to stay alive. Wolverine ultimate dives into the backline. Cal so low, but popping all the defensive skills, able to stay alive through it all.
Stays alive because Space somehow got away. Space broke Terra's ankles, got out of the worst of it, stays alive.
Got pulled.
Invisible boundary from Pain, well timed. Terra can't get away, gets punished for the dive. BRB brings him right back into play. Djalia had to use the Goss of Death. This was a saving Goss of Death because it was about to go down in turn. Still getting some damage value off of this, Jake. There's not immediate response. Still, Goss of Death is down. TTK right now, Meteor M ready to go. Envy though with momentum on the point, starting to force
TTK has ult for NK.
Used right now. Instead, he just watches Vinny get crunched in front of his eyes.
They kind of got bushed
A
though.
little bit too greedy with the shield. Maybe doesn't think he can save.
And now they wait.
He has to pop it on himself. 100 Thieves send reeling. I mean, Envy, there's still some fight left in this roster, despite the blistering pace that was set on 100 Thieves offense. Now, the defense looking a little bit difficult. Still, opportunity to make the hold here. If they can get the stoppage, this would be huge.
Galactic Legend causes the Meteor M. Still a little bit of gas left in that Legend. NK looking for more. Gonna see the Sia drop in response to Lena. Stops NK in the middle of the air.
Does Cal res? Oh no, he has his own res.
Advantage, but uses the team up. Gets back into the fray. Envy back at full strength. Meteor M was used by Space. Also doesn't get anything. 6 on 6. Next thing coming up right now is gonna be Terra with the Galactic Legend of his own. Terra though under heavy pressure from Cal. Moves over, says nope, Galactic Legend time, goes on in. Djalia, res back up by the rocket. Invisible boundary down from Envy. Both teams trying out ultimates. Not a whole lot in terms of dying. And when
that was like kind of a double support ult. Like he Invisible Woman ulted and then Mantis ulted like a second later. That was not ideal. Not ideal at all.
Incredibly well. Cal maybe forced to pop that revive. Now needs to get space.
They get res though. They get res though.
As well. So those picks mean basically nothing here for 100 Thieves. They've got to find something else. They have the Sia online, but the pressure.
I think they're gonna win this fight.
Just barely gets out with his life, and with Vinny down, it's gonna be difficult for 100 Thieves to hold on to the card. It's just TTK to hold the front line.
Remix now getting low, needs a little bit of help heal-wise. Envy though still very much in the fight.
Didn't NK have a Star-Lord ult? Did he use it and die? Or did I just miss see with my eyeballs?
Remix getting down and dirty into the back line. Now back and over. Terra, Galactic Legend up once more.
Oh
Invisible
god.
down, but it's not enough to save NK. NK down, no BRB res this time. Clear advantage now for 100 Thieves. As CTK holds the Meteor M in reserve, but for now, just damage on the Remix.
Yeah, and the dive has really run out of steam here for 100 Thieves. The front line is doing such a good job juggling all the pressure on Cart, being just impossible to evict from this position. But hold on, Cal finds the burst onto Terra. That's a bit of an opportunity.
Dude, this is a fucking brawl, dude.
It is under a lot of pressure right now. And it looks like Envy just wants to go past the front line, dive in, deal with some of these dangerous strategists. I like the decision-making, but will they get stomped by TTK's Meteor M? No, he can't get the connection.
Yeah, they stay in it. The triple strategist for Envy.
No, he was 1-8.
First onto Terra, that's a bit of an opportunity.
Dude, this is a fucking brawl, dude.
It is under a lot of pressure right now. And it looks like Envy just wants to go past the front line, dive in, deal with some of these dangerous strategists. I like the decision-making, but will they get stomped by TTK's Meteor M? No, he can't get the connection.
Yeah, they stay in it. The triple strategist for Envy.
No, he was 1 HP. Oh, no.
TTK takes down his counterpart. Man advantage now for 100 Thieves on this payload that just has not moved for what feels
This
like
is
3 minutes
fucking
now.
crazy.
In from NK. Is anyone for 100 Thieves?
Oh.
Who's looking for Djalia? Djalia
Oh.
gets healed in turn.
Oh.
Gets an opportunistic kill on the TTK. Djalia gets
Oh.
caught at the very end. NK, the end of Galactic Legend, doing the work.
All right.
For this point to be captured. A minute 30 left in Envy's life.
And this is going to be a critical push. They need to get a cap, and they honestly need all the time they can get. At this point, getting an overtime capture is probably about the best you can do, but you need to do better than that. You need to have some kind of clock to have any chance. I mean, there's no way 100 Thieves do not.
Pretty sure it's clear that 100 Thieves is just the best by miles.
Take a lot of risks. They need to cap with time.
Moving on in, NK Blaster Barrage has the Star-Lord team up.
I don't know by miles, but they are good for sure. They're very, very good. I don't know if they're like miles ahead though.
These right now just looking for some extra staggers. They just might get it, Jake, as space can't leave either.
Their fate may be sealed now.
There's just no way they rock. They know they just can't. There's no way they walk this, right? 40 seconds. They're basically getting spawn camped.
But are you really going to be able to make the full hold with only 1 tick to give against a squad like 100 Thieves? It's a scary spot to be, but Envy, despite the odds against them, they're fighting it out.
All they can do is press forward.
Mantis ult instead of Invis, probably.
Being our winners in the money match yet again here at Rivals Fight Night, but still they have to put Envy away. We'll see if they can do that here. Terra.
There's Mantis.
On to the convoy. Sleepy. Soul Resurgence coming on out. Envy pushing forward. Delina has had enough. Goddess of Death.
Stupid
into the
pillar.
Sky. Pillar being a little bit of an impediment, gets some decent damage in, but is immediately dragged on out. Envy, still a lot of ults in their bank, good to go here. NK, Galactic Legend, has to be the first one that's likely to come here in just a moment. Galactic Legend is ready. Invisible Boundary is going to come down a little bit early here from Envy as they use to set the terms of the fight.
And very happy to just hold this down and trade down ultimates.
They're doing really well.
Into overtime. 100 Thieves, this choke point.
Remix pushing them back, ulting, separating them like that.
With Meteor M, can't quite find the connection. Delena low. The pressure though comes in from Envy. They see an opportunity. Maybe they
forced to ult here.
Space finished off Delena, who almost got away.
They might make it. They might make it, dude. They actually might make it. Envious might fucking make it. They still have Cal with a res. Oh no, they're trying to kill Cal. They're trying to kill Cal. That is not good.
Coming in from that. NK still on the Galactic Legend. Paint though is down. They lose 2.
They need that res.
Envy now with only 4 back around. 100 Thieves with a respawn advantage. It is overtime. They cannot leave the convoy for any reason here, Jake. Envy must push forward if they want to stay this live. 100 Thieves, they can taste the $1,000 at stake if they hold back Envy here and now. But the res comes in from Envy. They're pushing forward. They want to keep this going. And Jake, they might have just done it with Delina getting picked.
Remix diving into the backline with the Venom ult. Would love to get some critical picks.
Ah! Remix!
Off the cart, just gets healed in time. Now swinging around, looking to dive in.
Uh-oh.
100 Thieves, they're so
Uh-oh.
to finish, even in these critical moments. Legendary.
Damn, NK died though.
The invisible boundary from Paintbrush, stabilizing this for the moment for Vinny, but they cannot get off this cart for even a second.
No. I want to see them go the distance, please. They're not going to. No, please. Delena with the Punisher swap. I fuck with that actually, low key. No, that's over. No, dude. I wanted them to walk so bad.
$1,000 here. Rivals Fight Night North America.
It's a well-deserved championship here for 100 Thieves. A 3-0 victory in the end. But we have to remember, this is an Envy squad that
Shocker, 100 Thieves winning again. Crazy. Would never expect that.
Does not tell the story. 100 Thieves are far, far ahead for the moment in NA Marvel Rivals, but it's clear there are challengers on the horizon.
Yeah, and I think that's a key thing. I mean, you say it a lot in hero shooters, but it's totally true. There's 3 O's and then there's 3 O's. And in this case, we had both here today. If you look at EU, VP was just a steamrolling, nothing in question, right? But when we take a look at what happened here in our NA final, there's a lot to talk about. It was